No music, no fashion show, we don't have time, I'm on my break from work. This is the 27th of July 2022. This is Lay of the Land, my monthly, just about, gardening vlog and general catch-up time. I wasn't going to do one for July because I've been really busy and haven't had much time in the garden, but there have been some changes, so let's very quickly show you. Out here by the deck, the containers just continue to grow and change. I've got dahlias that have been coming into bloom. My sweet peas are dying off now, and there was a sunflower, but that's kind of come to its end. But you can see here a big container doing very well with mint in it. This is the mint that invaded my garlic patch over on the quad. So I've managed to transplant that. It looked sad for about a day and now it's looking fantastic. I've got some sage in that one now. This is my hydrangea that was a present and it's making a fabulous comeback now that it's here on the patio. It was a bit too dry and intense for it in direct sun, so it's much happier here. Oregano that I found over there somewhere in this container, doing very well. And this is my fig, which I did have at the end, but it is very unhappy. I think it might have died. So I don't know if it's going to come back from this. Hopefully it is, but we'll just have to see. Up here in the border, things need to tidy up again. I have not had much time at all. I've been doing a lot of work this summer. Here, you can see my cosmos coming to flower. Oh my God, I'm getting covered in ants. Getting covered in ants because there are black fly on this and the ants will farm the aphids to get a sweet sticky solution called honeydew. Little bastards. But these cosmos have done, oh my God, I'm covered in ants. These cosmos have done really well. I'm so happy with them. The candy tough cosmos. Something else that's done really well up here is these sweet peas. They have done exactly what I wanted to do and climbed up, but I haven't stayed on top of the deadheading. So now you can see all these seed pods. I'm going to have lots and lots of sweet pea seeds to save for next season. Come in here, we got a flash of colour. These are lords and ladies. They are very poisonous berries, but they do look beautiful. And a just plug plant pelargonium. But yep, all of this needs lots of work. Again, just to get it weed free. Something else that did very well. My beautiful plum tree here. We had about 1 kilo of plums from it. They were delicious, beautiful. This is a variety called Herman, and it's done really well for its first year. If you're wondering how our lawn has stayed green, considering that we have had some serious drought periods here in the UK, well, first of all, it's not green. There's lots and lots of brown patches. But secondly, a lot of our lawn is moss. It is not lawn, it's moss. And we're also surrounded by these tall trees on pretty much all sides. They help shade the lawn and keep it fairly green. We do not water our lawn, that's a waste of water. The cosmos here outside the greenhouse, unfortunately, have just not had enough moisture. I want to have a look at doing some weaving and cordage making with these leaves because there's such an abundance of them. But my greenhouse has been doing pretty well. The salad is done now. This is done. If I eat this, it will be quite bitter. It's all going to seed, but I'm really impressed with the amount that I got from here. So I'll definitely do this again. The greens under the bench, really great. Over here, mango, my little mango tree from last year, making a fine comeback. And some from this year. Sweet potatoes, really starting to take off. They are the same family as bindweed, and you can see that in their leaf shape and also in their trailing habit. So really looking forward to seeing if I can grow some sweet potatoes. This tomato here, yellow cherry pear, I think it's called. It makes small little light bulb tomatoes, and we can see some just down there. So these will ripen up and turn yellow soon. This is about their final size. They don't get much bigger than this, but they will ripen. Very happy with these. My pepper plants that I got from a member of my community, they are doing pretty well. And you can see here, we have a pepper. and lots more flowers, so we should be getting more peppers. I'm not sure how spicy they are. They're Hungarian variety, that's all I know. The cucumber as well is doing very well. I harvested a beautiful long cucumber off it yesterday, and I'm just going to come in here with a paintbrush and pollinate these flowers because I'm a bit worried. I've not seen many pollinators in here. I've got a sunflower that you can just see peeking behind, which is supposed to help attract pollinators, but I had to remove my calendula. I had a calendula there and it was just suffering so much with mildew and festering and hosting all this disease and stuff, so I took that out. It is messy in here, it needs tidy. I have not had a time. The lotus, for anyone wondering, is continuing. So it seems to just put out leaves and then they die back and then it puts out bigger leaves. So very interesting. There are still some mosquitoes in there. Out on the quad, big change. This was garlic. It got overwhelmed with poppies. I've dug that all up now. It was an okay harvest of garlic. They weren't very nice heads. They were quite small pieces, but very pungent, tangy, and delicious. And what I have in its place, these are finger chilies that I grew from seed myself. They took so long to get started that I never thought they'd take off. But you can see here we've got flowers coming in. So hopefully I will have some spicy chilies. They should ripen up over the August hot period. Cabbage bed, it's just been left alone, to be honest. I've been kind of neglecting it. But there are cabbages in there. They're just very lacy. The parsnip is now in full seed. It is time to come out here with a paper bag and just collect these parsnip seeds. And something else going into seed that I'm not very happy about is my carrots. So I have carrots in this bed. I have been trying to look after them, and they just want to go to seed. So the question is, do I let them or do I pluck the seeds off? I've got some radish seeds down there to collect as well. I'm not really sure what to do with them. This quad has not been very productive this year, to be honest. Compost systems, I dug out the leaf mould bed, and now this container here is all full of really good rotted down leaf mould that's ready to use for seedlings and whatever. There's a new compost system up over there that I will explain in a bit. Down here, well, what have we got? My chives are dying off. I think it's just too much for them being in this little container. The broad beans are done now. They need tidying up. They gave us a good amount and were very tasty. And I have got some little patches of chard holding on, but also self-seeded beans from last year. But again, there's something wrong with the soil here. There's something wrong with the soil in this area. I do not know what it is, but it is preventing the growth of things. So these chard, if we compare them with the chard that I have at the end that I will show you later, they are so stunted. They're so stunted in their growth. The leeks that I have down here, these leeks, let's go and see them. These leeks have been in the ground now for, I want to say 3 months, maybe even 4 months, and they're not even the width of a pencil. What is going on with the soil here? What is this? Is this because of the hay bales? Was there some kind of herbicide in them? I don't know, but something is wrong with the soil here. This should not happen. These have been watered, they have been looked after, and the idea that after all this time they're still just that size is ridiculous. There's something wrong with it. So I'm not really sure what to do about that. Up here, you might be able to hear that I'm a little bit breathy. This is because I had a really bad cold this weekend just gone, which is when I wanted to film this tour, and I'm still getting over it now, so I'm a little bit breathy. Sorry about that. The artichokes. What on earth has happened to my artichokes? What is this? Why have they just died? I thought these were supposed to be a pretty hardy, strong plant. They died. My calendula, I've got one down there which is now recovering. All of my calendula have been suffering from some kind of weird mildew. They just haven't taken off in the way they should have. I've got plug plant pelargonium that's doing okay here, which is nice. My cosmos here are done. I've got some lupins hanging on, but they should have been much bigger by now. And a marguerite hanging on. But this is what I mean by the calendula being weird, just getting like mildew, getting lots of aphids, just really struggling to make any significant, just struggling to grow, failure to thrive. I've got Nigella here. They went like straight to seed pods. I don't know whether if I take the seed pods off I'll get more flowers, but they were okay, but they're just very short-lived. Again, artichokes very badly. Look at them, they're like lace from things eating them. I don't know what has happened in this area, and I don't know why things have done so badly, except it would seem my purple sprouting broccoli, which seems to be okay. Over in the strawberry bed, had to show you this. World's smallest strawberry. And one of my runners, which is rooting. Very nice. The Bramley graft tree, still great. My tree nursery, still good. Things are holding on, and I'm just watering by hand when I can with rainwater to try and keep these guys alive, because I really want to keep them alive. So this is my new compost experiment, and I will make a proper full-length video on this at some point. I'm using bokashi techniques. Basically, inside these two Daleks, so they can't get knocked over by foxes, I have plastic bins with taps on them. Open them up and you can see this is food waste from the restaurant I work at. So there's lots of fish, lots of rice, all these kind of things. This one smells a bit alcoholic now because it's in stage 2, which is fermentation. And then after it's been mixed with the bokashi and it's fermented for a week, then I mix it in with soil for stage 3, which is soil factory stage. Oh, there was a worm on the lid. Go wormy worm, go. And again, with this one, I added in some extra top compost filled with life there. So I'm hoping this will help accelerate. This is the soil compost stage. So the idea is that I'm taking waste from the restaurant. So food waste like edamame beans, salmon fish heads, waste off people's plates. I bring it home. I'm bringing home about 5 kilo a day, converting it with the bokashi, fermenting it with the bokashi so that it's not attractive to rats and foxes. Then you mix with the soil, and then all the organisms in the soil aerobically break it down and turn it into compost very quickly. In theory, we are still on the trial stage. I have not taken one through all the way to compost yet. Down here, the drought has affected the pond quite a lot. You can't tell because yesterday I topped it up with the contents of the rain butt off the hay barn that we have. I was filling it up with bucket after bucket after bucket because the water level had got so low that you could see the lower edge of that brick that you can just see under the water there. And as you can see, lots of apples are falling in the pond. So I should have really thought of this before I dug a pond under an apple tree. I don't know what kind of harvest we're going to get off this. We have a lot of apples on it, but if we have a dry August, which they say is going to happen, then there's no guarantee that any of them are going to mature. You know, they might just all drop off during the drought. And down here in potato land, well, in flower land in front of potato land, we have sunflowers. The comfrey is doing very well. The sunflowers have kind of taken off now. They've found their footing. And in terms of potatoes, the Sharps Express seem to have died. I don't know why. There is one stem left. So I'm probably going to dig these up soon. They are an early variety, so maybe it's just their time. Then the Red Duke of York are here. They're doing quite well. And then this is the Kestrel. And you can actually see them sometimes. So like there are some down there. There's one of my potatoes. There's one, which is a bit worrying. But that is apparently normal for no-dig potatoes. I just need to make sure that they're not getting exposed to the sun and becoming green potatoes, which are poisonous. The gooseberries are done now. Gooseberries there, gooseberries here. They're done now, they're fine. And this is what I meant with the chard. Okay, so these chard coming on beautifully, full size, absolutely delicious, have been harvesting them. Great, fantastic. Why are these full size and the ones I have in my other plot, which should be beautiful fertile soil, are stunted and stumpy and terrible? This is flowering. I'm gonna rip that off because it's flowering. I'll give that to my girls. Tuk, 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 tuk. There you go. So I don't know why that's doing that. Broccoli is coming on really well there, and I don't want to go all the way there because I'm lazy, but there is a cucumber vine growing up the trellis there. I had a pickling cucumber off that yesterday. It was very tasty. Down here in the bathtub, the rice continues to grow and continues to grow well. I need to give this a soak soon. I think I did plant it a bit too dense maybe, but it's coming on, so it can't be too dense. It's growing nicely. It feels really nice. And obviously a side effect of this is I'm going to get some rice straw, so that's going to be fun to play with. Mulberry bush. I've got some sweet potatoes outside here. I've also got a lot of creeping buttercup. This is a sweet potato here. I got one there. I marked them with sticks so that my brain doesn't go, that's bindweed, and rip that out. I've got some alliums that have survived down here. I mean, yeah, look at the leeks here in comparison with those leeks there. And these were in the ground like a month. Don't know. You can still see raspberries coming on my raspberry bush. So my summer fruiting raspberries are paying for themselves wonderfully this year, but they will need more water. So this is a concern. It's like, how do I keep these well watered in this drought period? And then down here, I have one successful sweet corn. And you can't really have one successful sweet corn because it's wind pollinated. But I'm still happy I have it. And then the pumpkin. The pumpkin is spreading its leaves everywhere. It's running across the patch. It's doing exactly what I wanted to. Very happy with that. And you can see on the pumpkin, a pumpkin is happening. Oh my god, this bindweed needs to go to hell. Go away, go away. That is going to grow into a beautiful big orange pumpkin. I've got some more down here. There's one there. Very exciting. This can keep going. This can go as far and as long as it needs to. I love you, baby. Do your thing. So you can see I moved the chicken fence here. I'm going to move it back soon, actually. But just the girls have come in and helped knock back all of the weeds that were here, given this a good turnover, eaten pests, and so on and so on. So thank you, girls. Done a great job. There's another baby pumpkin. So that's it for the garden, this whistle stop tour. As you can maybe tell, I've been quite busy with work. I'm basically working full time now, so finding time for the garden is quite difficult, especially as it's not like full time 9 to 5 and then I have my evenings to garden or whatever. I do 11 to 3, then I eat at work, come home, and then I have to be back at work for 6 o'clock until 10, half 10 at night. So it is hard to fit it in. It is hard to fit it in, especially when fitting in other stuff like looking after myself. I've got my gym membership back, so I'm trying to go to the gym. Doing art has just completely fallen by the wayside. I'm finally finishing a commission from like last year. Yeah, I think I need to go back to working like 4 days a week, 3 days, 4 days a week, because 5 is just, it just means I don't have time for the things I like. I haven't been making enough videos. Well, I've been filming for videos, but I haven't had time to edit them. So thanks for all your patience, everyone who is still hanging on and watching my channel, because it's difficult at the moment. I need to work on my time management, but also I just don't physically have the time. Like I said, I've squeezed this in on my lunch break today. So anyway, I hope you like seeing the changes. As always, the biggest ingredient in a garden is time. And time has done its job here. I've got things that are coming along and flourishing. Join me in August. I don't know when it will be in August for my update then. Subscribe to stay in the loop, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.